Okay, hopefully this is going to work a little bit better this time, and we have got sound. I had to go and completely reboot the entire system, but here we are finally. We are sitting alongside the PAC 750 on the southern tip of Isla Sauna, one of the fictional group of the islands from the Jurassic World franchise. So I first read about this area of the world many years ago. In about 1991, I was just finishing at college. It was in my final year, and I I took a book out of the library with a silhouette of a Tyrannosaurus skeleton on the book cover, and I didn't think much of it. And I took it home and I started reading it that evening, and it's one of the very few books that I read cover to cover, and I stayed up through the night reading. And then I went back to college the next week and enthused about it to my friends at college and said there was no way they would ever be able to turn the book into a movie. And they didn't turn the book into a movie. They told us a very different story in the movie than was in the book. So if anybody's not read Jurassic Park, the book is way better than the movie, or any of the movies. So the original Michael Crichton book is very, very good. Okay, so we are here. So let's go and have a look at some of this scenery. So we've got the drone camera up and running in the simulator. Apologies for the technical issues with the stream earlier. So we're having a little look around the airstrip here at the south end of Isla Sauna. So this has been developed by Orbx. You can see there's all sorts of facilities dotted around. I haven't taken off yet, haven't had a look myself, so this is going to be me getting a first look as well as you. So we'll do our best to navigate around. It's rather challenging because there are no maps to rely on. We can't pull this up in LittleNavMap, we can't pull it up in Navigraph. We're going to have to go by our wits, and we can use the tablet to a certain extent within the simulator, which obviously shows you assets that are in the game world. Okay, shall we go and get in the air and we'll go and have a fly around? So this is obviously a small airfield. We have no idea what we're going to find out there. So let's go and press Shift and X to put ourselves in the cockpit, and we need to go and get the airplane up and running. So this is a question now. We've got this issue, the mouse keeps stuttering. I'm not sure if it's the scenery doing it or what. So batteries on, generators on. Let's go and get make sure the levers are working first. I've already programmed them, so yeah. So it's a turboprop, so we're going to start with no fuel, and then we'll go beacon light on, and then start. The ignition can go on automatic, I guess, and then so we've got the numbers coming up here. RPM. Okay, while the engine comes up, let's go and put the avionics on. Nav lights on. Strobes on. Don't need the internal lights, it's a lovely sunny day. Don't think there's anything over that side we need to worry too much about. There's the autopilot master switch for the power for it. I don't think we need to worry anything down here. So that would be fuel is on. Let's get the map up and running. There's no point really looking too much at the GPS because the island is not going to be on there. And turn that on to Alt. Now, have we got a problem with the engine? we have... Is there a fuel shut-off that I have not pulled somewhere? Because this does not appear to be doing much. Let's have a look outside. It's saying about the pitot static heat being off. That's going to be down here somewhere. So pitot, there we go. So we've got no warnings. Let's come off the parking brake. Oh, maybe it is okay. Toe brakes work. Wonder if we have reverse. Yes, we do. So let's sit up normally. So I'm just looking at live stream comments. Yes, I had no idea there were airstrips on the island, but I imagine there should be, you know, just for logistics reasons. So there's a number of dirt strips or concrete strips. None of them are very, how would we put it, spectacular. And half the reason for going for a propeller plane and not a helicopter is because of the distances to go around some of the or between the islands. We do have the island showing up. Oh, this must be a special version of the aircraft to have it on here then. Okay, that makes things a lot easier for us. Okay, time to keep your eyes peeled, I guess. So this is Isla Sauna. So if we look on the map here, we can see we're on the southwestern edge of it. So I'm going to lower the flaps and we're going to fly low and slow. Why? It's a pretty heavy duty fence, isn't it, between the tree lines there? Extreme fence. think most of the big dinosaurs are going to be in the middle of the island. So as far as I'm aware, the various sceneries we're going to see are accurate to the movie locations as well. So as you can see, we're just making our way up round the edge. So let's go and descend down and see what the scenery's like when you get really close to it. See what they've done with the texturing. So it does have grass on it. It's just the simulator's not rendering it in until we're really close. So it'll probably be good fun with a helicopter to come back and do a really close look. That's some major fences they've got in there though, isn't it? So muddy tracks with puddles. So to begin with, we're going around the edge of the island. Look, so this is the northern tip of Isla Sauna. We should be looking out in the water as well. Although I think the theme park that appeared in the Jurassic World movie the time period for this scenery is before everything went to hell. So it's before paying visitors had started arriving, but the various features have been built. Or the various assets, I should say. So you've got a landing dock here, look. A forklift and a warehouse. So we'll do a loop of the island and then we'll make our way into the centre of the island. go dinosaur hunting, I guess. It'd be good fun actually to see if we can get the airplane down on the ground, land on one of the grassy plains and go for a walk. See if we can get eaten. I imagine the dinosaurs are just animations on loops, to be honest, but you never know. Who knows what they've figured out how to do. We've got another jetty. So this is another runway. And a landing station again. So I have no idea where we're going to find anything. Aha, this is a bit easier, isn't it? This is a nice gentle introduction basically to a lap of the island. See what kind of scenery they've put in. It's enormous. An enormous endeavour, isn't it, to do all at the one go. So let's go and follow the line of the electric fences. So we're coming up to another location. There's a dock, isn't there, by the look of it? Why is that marked? Is it this area down here, maybe? Should we go back and have a look? Oh, here we go. Oh, is this where they kept the velociraptors, maybe? Velociraptor station, isn't it? Okay, let's carry on round a bit further. There's the monorail. So we'll just do a complete loop of the island first, and then we'll come back. Okay. So we're just having a low and slow look around. It's really nicely modelled though, isn't it? The vegetation and everything looks really good. Yeah, I would recommend anybody who's not read Jurassic Park, go get the book. It's way better than the movie. There's far more characters, far more types of dinosaur, there's far more talk about genetic engineering in it, and the unintended consequences of attempting genetic engineering. The dinosaurs were treated as software versions, and they were not original. So they were very much, already been modified because they thought they were faster than the public would accept. I won't ruin it too much, but there's an awful lot about that in the story. And plus that, they hadn't got complete sequences for any of them, so they'd all been botched together really. Oh, hello. Okay, we'll follow the monorail in then, shall we? There's moving monorails. Very cool. Another airstrip. Much more impressive one over here. Let's just do a quick circle around it to have a look at it. Impressive stuff, isn't it? Okay, let's go and chase the monorail into the middle of the island. Let's just see where we are. So we haven't quite come all the way back up. I think we started out somewhere over here. So I don't think... what are we going to miss out if we miss a few miles of coast? I don't think we'll miss too much. Right, eyes open. What are we going to see? Maybe we should do this from the outside view. There's one of the Jurassic World gates. So I've got everything set to ultra as per normal. So I have no idea which way we're supposed to be going from here. We'll go head north, I suppose, further towards the middle. I'm not sure if there's a correct way to navigate around, because we are just following our nose. We don't know what we're going to find or where it's going to be. So running at 50% power with the flaps down. There's the aviary just coming. Yeah, we need to come back with the helicopter, don't we? And here's the central area with the pool. something there. Mesosaurus, the one that was in the water. We just circle and watch for a bit, I guess. It's quite well done, isn't it? It's disappeared now. Is it going to come up abruptly somewhere else? Yep, there it is. Very cool. Okay. So we've watched a Mesosaurus go and do its thing. Which direction are we pointing? We want to go the opposite direction than we're going at the moment. The buildings are amazing, aren't they? Close look at the visitor centre. There's a T-Rex in there. You'd have to come back with a helicopter or the drone camera. I wonder if we can put this aeroplane down somewhere and go for a walk. We'd have a hell of a walk though, wouldn't we? Because we could land on the road, I guess, and then walk back in. But it'd be easier with a helicopter. Go and follow this round. That's where the T-Rex stood at the end of one of the movies, wasn't it? And bellowed out across the valley. Go for an explore, shall we? See what we can find. have dinosaurs at last? Stegosaurus. I'll go and loop back and come in lower across the top of them. Yeah, there's a couple more down here, look. Stegosaurus paddock, by the look of it. It's a lot easier to do this from inside the aeroplane. We could land here, couldn't we? Go for a walk. There's some sauropods over here. So what are our chances of landing this thing on rough ground? If we extend out, go this way, loop back with full flaps, we'll try and bring it in. Got to be done, hasn't it? Let's just hope the aeroplane doesn't get bitten in half. But mind you, this is before the island went to hell, so everything's in their pens and not out of control yet. He's probably walking faster than we are, isn't he? We'll go for this one. It's walking towards us. Gonna have to walk back, aren't we? It's quite funny. It's quite difficult to not get the grass in the shot. if we go like that, we'll be walking towards the aeroplane and you still get to see the dinosaurs. It is a bit mad, isn't it? Of course, we've got to try and get back in the air now. Okay, can we get back in the air? Oh look, someone sat in my pilot's seat. Cheeky so-and-so. Okay, we've got full flaps. I guess the thing to do would be go back the way we came up here and then roll downhill. And hope we don't hit anything big and heavy. Should we go and have a look at the, just roll over towards the Stegosaurus. I wonder what the collective noun is for a group of Stegosauruses. Is it Stegosauri or Stegosaurus? Who knows? Very cool, isn't it? Okay, we're going to try and take off. Go towards the lake. And we did it. So, we're heading south at the moment. Let's carry on north. We came over that brow and saw them all, didn't we? So we've got sauropods here. Stegosaurus is next door. They are hadrosaurs, aren't they? Only saw them for a brief moment there. That's Gallimimus. So if they're recreating scenes, are we going to see a T-Rex come ripping out of the trees? Oh my word. It's a shame they don't make sounds. They're very well done animations though. Can we roll across to the other side then? There were different dinosaurs, weren't there? I presume they're the same type. Yep. There's the tree. They really have recreated the scenes, haven't they? So this is where Grant and the kids saw the Gallimimus stampede. And the T-Rex came out of the tree line. Okay, let's go westward across the island, away from the aviary. Let's see what we find out towards the west. some more down here that we haven't seen yet. There's lots more. So more Stegosauruses. Lots of Stegosauruses. So I wonder why... Well, they may not have modelled Triceratops, I guess, unless they're hidden somewhere else. Okay. So let's go and find the old visitor centre. At the moment we are there's the new centre. I'm not sure where we'll find it. Is it going to be one of these? So is this Isla or Sauna? Who's an expert on the Jurassic World? Yeah, because it starts to break this, look. I thought it's going to be on the main island, because the Lost World was based on the other islands where they had the bee site. There's the modern site, but it's somewhere here, isn't it? We would have to get a map of the Jurassic World locations, a map of Isla and Isla Sauna. Okay, so we'll carry on up here and we'll go and have a look further up the valley then. If we get some altitude, we should spot it fairly easily. I have no idea how we're doing for fuel, by the way. I haven't checked. The fuel gauge in this thing. Maybe keep an eye out for the hillside on the way. Can we go over the top of the hill? So the old visitor centre is like a teepee shape, isn't it? I wonder if it's down the other side of this valley. Let's turn this off for a moment. We know generally we're looking over here. Yeah, there's more big dinosaurs around. But it's going to be in the undergrowth. It's all overgrown, remember. That's the old raptor enclosure, I think. So if that's raptors, I wonder where. What was A? This is too high. It would be low down if it was going to be the visitor centre. Let's cheat. Not loading it in while we're in slow, is it? That's it. That's the old visitor centre. Let's see if we can park and walk up to it. Or land, I should say, rather than park. So I'll need to come in from over the top of that fence towards it, I guess. How level is the ground? I guess we could slew in, which is cheating, but... Okay, now we have to go and look through the woods to find it. We have a secret weapon up our sleeve, though. We have the drone camera. Oh my word. So I have no idea if it has an interior. We're about to find out. I wouldn't imagine it would have, but you never know. No, I can't put the drone through the floor. And I can't get through the wall. No, it's just an exterior. Okay. Where have I put my aeroplane? Oh, there it is. So, Shift X, I'm going to use Shift Z. Let's go and have a look. Now we're using the drone camera and we've kind of given up on the flying bit. Let's go and have a sneaky look around then at some of the other bits that we haven't looked at yet in detail. So we'll come back over to the resort. We're going to go and park our aeroplane and we're going to go and have a look around with the drone camera. in detail. So we'll put our aeroplane down somewhere sensible. And then press Shift and X. And we can go and have a look around properly. So, we thought there was a T-Rex somewhere, didn't we? There's certainly a mosasaur swimming around. Well, there was earlier. Where's it gone? Anyway, let's go and look at the scenery. Yeah, the T-Rex is in the big concrete enclosure over here. Or is it a Spinosaurus? We didn't get a close look at it, did we? We're about to. Let me go and turn off the head tracking so this stays... Oh, there it goes. Anyway, we saw that earlier. Let's go and have a look. It's a shame it hasn't got sound, isn't it? They have gone to some detail with this, haven't they? The Mesozoic... Whoops. Yeah, so you can't go into buildings. Okay, that's a shame. There's a Spinosaurus skeleton. Are they going to allow us to go inside here? You would think they would, seeing as they've seemed to have done some of the displays. No. Oh. That's really, really frustrating. Can we go anywhere else through the shape of the building? No, it's sealed off. Wonder if we can walk through, maybe. Should we try it? How far away did we put the aeroplane? It's right over here, wasn't it? Let's go and move the aeroplane. Where can we put an aeroplane around here? That'll do. So, will it... have they let us do this at least? Well, they've modelled the stairs with him walking up them. Yes, they have. Oh my word. So, if we go and do this, we can go into the visitor centre. That's amazing, isn't it? And not quite high resolution enough to read it all. Very cool though. Does that mean we can go up these stairs? No, we can't. So we've got a piece of amber. They've gone to town on this, haven't they? They really have. So there's the labs. Very cool. So is there any stuff we shouldn't be able to get to that we can? Like the control room. Where was the control room? Maybe it's not in the visitor centre, maybe it's somewhere else. Because I know the control room's certainly modelled because I've seen it. I've seen a screenshot of it. So, where might we find the control room for the park? Is this it, the boring looking building? No, that's the just Dinosauria. Is it in the hillside, maybe? Wasn't up here, was it? Possibly. Oops. I'll just ruin the aeroplane with the slew mode. Yeah, you might have to go on a bit of a trek to find the control room, I guess. Unless it's over here somewhere. Anyway, we've had a look round one of the islands. And we've seen all sorts of dinosaurs and all sorts of scenery. And airfields and jetties and foliage. Now there are other islands, so if we go and zoom out, yeah, we can see one of them's over here, look. So let's go and use the huge advantage of slew to fly us across the sea towards the B site. So that was Isla Nublar, wasn't it, we were looking at? I'm guessing this is going to be Sauna or one of the others. You can see there's an airfield in the middle. I'll have to take it out of slew for it to start rendering properly. What if we have different dinosaurs rendered on the different islands? So these are obviously points of interest to go look at. So that's just an airstrip. beautifully modelled, aren't they? Considering they're fictitious. So if we go back to slew mode then quickly, just want to see what the points of interest are. Because it's not drawn it in because we're in slew, maybe. That must be Sauna then, which would be south, wouldn't it? Using slew mode to get us there quickly. We're getting there before it renders, look. So this would be Isla Sauna, which was the B site, where it was much more dangerous. Yeah, it's just rendering in, look. Incredible scenery. Speeding then for a moment. And again. Okay, so I'm not sure what we should be finding, but obviously this is going to be a job for everybody else to go and scout out the islands and find out what's where and map it all, which would be half the fun, I guess, because we don't have detailed maps from Orbx as far as I'm aware. you could probably figure it out from looking in the book. I'm sure the books have got maps in the beginnings of them. So if they kept it accurate to the books at least, with the island layouts, you'd be able to use that. So, let's go to slew mode just briefly. See if there's any major... Yeah, because there was an aviary, wasn't there? That was run down. I'm not sure where it would be though. It would be marked on here as a major thing to go look at, wouldn't it? One of the facilities, above ground at least. I'm hunting in the dark, not knowing what I'm looking for here, so I have to apologise my scrabbling around. So just before we finish for the day, should we go back to... Anyone who's come in late won't have seen the main island. So we'll go and park the aeroplane up somewhere on Isla in amongst the big dinosaurs walking past. And I'll leave it there for a bit to finish up the live stream. So anybody coming in late, you're about to have all sorts of fun. I'll just leave this over. Remember where we saw the sauropods. Is there a lake further along? The lake's over here, isn't it? So it's round to the left where the sauropods will be. some of them. Stegosauruses. I could have sworn they were here earlier. Oops. Flying a little bit too low to the ground. Where are they all hiding? Ah, here they are. They're all hiding. Trying to go up this hill, not very successfully. Okay, let's go and oh, we're okay now. We just got it out of a rut, I think. There's some stegosauruses there. If we use the drone camera, it might work a bit better because you can change the zoom level on a drone camera. So we can make it slightly panoramic. It's a bit better, isn't it? They're very nicely done, aren't they? Obviously we go and look at their noses there. It lets it down a bit when you get too close to them, but so let's go and have a look at the stegosauruses with the drone camera. Do they all stutter like that? Or is it just that one? They all seem to. What about this one? It's a bit camera shy. All it needs is some sound, isn't it, to go with the footsteps, to give them some weight. Without it, it's quite asinine and kind of empty. The modelling of the bodies is really nicely done though. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. So hopefully you've enjoyed that first look. Obviously it's my first look as well, so I have no idea what features exist around the islands. That's going to be half the fun, is finding out what is where and mapping it. quite how we'll map it is another matter, because obviously none of this exists on any real-world maps. So we're going to have to make our own maps, I think. Thankfully, you do have, within the EFB, within the simulator, you do have the maps of the islands. And you can zoom in, you know, they're quite good. And there's various features marked. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. To see what's here, what isn't. But top marks to Orbx for this is really, you know, it's for a flight simulator at the end of the day. And I noticed a comment earlier, someone saying there's going to be a lot of tutting from the purists, and yeah, I absolutely agree. You can see that happening, can't you? Right, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Hope you've enjoyed that today, and we'll be back another day to have another look in more detail and fly into some of the different airports. So, well, actually, just before we do go, then somebody is saying MROC. If we open LittleNavMap, we can go and slew over there. Just have a very quick look. So there's the Isla. See, there's nothing on the map, obviously. MROC. Will it appear anywhere here? Could I do a direct to in the navigation kit? Probably could, couldn't I? Because the island does appear, look, in the... They've modified the GNS 530 to have satellite mapping, which is quite cool. So if we do a direct to... Costa Rica. So, is this something that's been modified as part of the game then? To put this international airport in as well? We're about to find out. We'll need to have this as well to have any hope of getting there easily. MROC we're heading for. There it is. So the higher you go on a drone camera, the faster you go. If you didn't know. So we have to hold E on at the same time as we navigate. So this is the airport, MROC, that somebody wanted to look at. I don't think there's anything that special about it. Anyway, I have to go now, so I'm going to wind this up. Hope you've enjoyed this. There are some bits and pieces here, aren't there? And I'll see you all again soon. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Take care. See you next time.